Good day, YouTubers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world. We've taken a long vacation this year, 2025, once a time in 2024. Because I've been doing so much stuff. We had a Christmas party and grandkids having birthdays, going out of town. We drove our Tesla up to North Carolina. Didn't have any problems. But I've taken probably a month off or more, maybe, from posting videos. Every now and then you need a break. I've been doing this for like 4 years, I guess, now. As soon as I get this last one here, I'm going to dab some super glue on all those. I guess you call them a half clove hitch or something. It's not really a knot, but just to get them to stay in position, using that clamp as I go down through here. And now I got all the way to the end, I start in the middle, work my way across. Then I'll go back to the middle and go the other direction. It's been really cold here in Florida. I had one subscriber ask about a photo I posted, video number 33 for the HMS Bounty, and I sent him my phone number in the response to the text. I think this was the photo here. This is a workbook that came with the ship. He's probably wondering about this video or this photo here of the dead eyes, how to tie them. And there's more than one way to do it, so it warrants doing a little homework. So if you want to get some other ideas, you got to go online and look at other processes. Everybody does it different, but if you want it to look a certain way, it takes a little more effort to get that effect. So again, on this ship I'll have a tan colored rope to lace the dead eyes, and then I use a white colored rope to cinch the shroud and the knot above it. And I use a black covered rope for the shroud. So it gives a little color of different kind of ropes for contrast, and it helps the deadeye stand out as a feature of knots and lacing and stuff that attracts the eye. And it sort of matches the photo on the box too, but you don't always have to do it the way you see it on the box. You can do it your own way. It always helps to have some kind of guide to go by, though. And I think that's one of the reasons he was asking. Sound like one of them chickens just laid an egg, huh? We've been getting about 3 a day now. Their younger hens are starting to lay. Three a day is nice. I don't like the way that knot is, but that's how I did the other one. This side here, I was sort of doing a half clove hitch. This is just like a lacing. That part there is coming loose. Pulling toward the middle. What can I do? First thing I'm going to do is clamp that middle knot, so when I do reglue it, and now that I'm going left instead of right, let's see if this will work better. It'll probably work faster. I always don't know which way to go around this thing. Awkward. I'm looking at it here. I want to go over the back instead of the front, yeah. Start with the back, leave a loop, and then pull through. And pull that up tight and clamp it so you can do the next one. And it doesn't move until you come all the way through there with the glue. Now we're getting close to this model being done. Doing these yard arms and the standing rigging. We got the rat lines and the dead eyes done already. So there won't be much standing rigging once we get the yard arms mounted on the ship. So we'll be down to the little fine details. Which we got a lot of those too already because of the decorations inside there are done. And I haven't picked out what I'm going to do next. course, before I want to start another new model, I do need to build a case for that HMS Bounty. I got these other two big ones in cases, and that'll protect them. But I do need to build a case for that one because that was a lot of work. It took me a year to build that. And just as a side note here, if anybody is interested in buying either of these three, plus I have another one in the house, the Cuddy Sark, and it's in a case. So I have 4 ships that I'll be putting up for sale. But once I get a case built for that Bounty, that'll be the last one that needs to be in a case. But all 4 of them are going to have a display case that goes with the ship, and be a little bit of documentation and maybe some history stories about the ships, battles or whatever. But yeah, if you're interested in purchasing one of these finished models with the display case, just leave a note down in the comments. That's the easiest way to get my attention. I do read all the comments, so if we're going to do another model, we got to make some space in this shop. I ain't got enough room for a 5th one. So this last knot here needs to be a little more permanent. Let me see. Do a regular granny knot on the end. See, the very end of this yard arm has got a rabbet cut on the end of the shaft, and I want to leave that rabbet open for the rigging that's going to go on these things. There's going to be some blocks and other stuff that goes on there. Put a little counterweight on that, and now we'll do the glue. I always try to clean this nozzle off of the glue, no matter what glue it is, the wood glue or the plastic glue or this super glue. You clean that nozzle off, especially if you got a bunch of gobs of stuff on there, and it'll be ready to use Sometimes the tip will clog up, but you can take a little drill bit or something and open it back up pretty easy. So your purpose in life is to pass on what you have learned, what your experience has been, and pass that on to others. You are wonderfully made and created in the image of God. Knowledge is your blessing to share with others. That's why I share what I'm doing as a hobby with you guys and gals out there that watch my videos. And I share other life experiences and things that we do here on the house and the yard and with the chickens and stuff like that. I try to share those kind of things too, just to be encouragement to do something, and then to be a blessing to someone else that may need a little bit of direction for them to feel obligated to do something with their lives, and to be a blessing to your neighbors, and to do things that are above and beyond your selfish self that always seems to win out in the daily life of everybody's always self-gratification and get what you want, but it's not going to make you happy. Being a blessing to others is what makes you happy. It what gives you satisfaction, and what you do has worth, and it's not just a waste, because it's easy to be a waste. It's easy to waste time. So in this case, my many years of doing videos and sharing this passion of a hobby of building these wooden model ships, and all the many hours of detail work and time that it takes to complete a lot of tasks that are not visible when you're done. They're tasks that are repetitive and seem like nobody's going to be able to notice this. It's not about whether somebody else is going to notice it. It's about your own gratification of self-accomplishment. Things that you do, especially when you share it with other people, become your own gratification. And then your blessing is to do it in a format that other people will learn or gain some kind of perspective from it that encourages them to be a doer. I got a bird snap for Christmas present this year, and that's a camera with a feeder, and the camera's built into it. I think it's staying pretty busy. I had to turn the notifications off from it because I was getting an endless amount of action. But on that arbor there on the left side, you can see that little solar panel and a little bird feeder with a camera in the middle. There is some sparrows and cardinals that live in this arbor with the jasmine. I think the one sparrow was born here last year and stays here all day long. She's up there right now, or two of them are. But that records the birds when they come, and there's been some squirrels on there. Something new on the homestead here to watch. The chickens this morning already got their treats. Gave them some leftovers from last night. They're all fattened up, laying around back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where is number 7? It's been really cold the last few days. It's just warmed up a little bit today. First time. Oh, there it is. She wants to go outside. That's I can't remember the breed of chicken that is, but that breed lays a light. It's not this egg here. It's a light blue. I got several of them in the refrigerator already. She'll probably come back. It's cold enough. The last few days I've turned the heat lamp on for them, and at nighttime I mount it down here facing up, so because they're all up there sleeping, and then daytime I flip it over and face it down until it warms up in here. Yeah, she's gonna go back up in there. She's already made a nest on that pile of hay, and hopefully lay that light blue egg. I got one egg earlier and another one just now. And I'm usually getting 3 a day, so we'll put this one up when we go back in. So we just finished that yard arm number 2, and you can see how the super glue, after it's dry, turns white. See how that black string is turned white from the super glue? Now you just take this big fat black magic marker, try not to get on the yard arm, and that'll cover that up. Easy fix. I had to do that on these other ones too, because all them rat lines are just glued on there. They're not tied like the other ships are. So this is the second yard arm, and we're going to let that dry over there. And then this is the last one, the very top one. I've already got it shaped up. And you can see the little bit of rabbit cut on the end. And we got to mark this with the ruler every 10 millimeters, so we know where to land those knots at. And we'll start from the center out, however long this is from the center out. Mark that, and put it up here in the alligator clips, and put the rope to it. I think that there was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, this morning, before I got started on the other stuff I've been working on these yard arms, before I got started on that, I glued on the keel. And I'd left that off all this time so the ship would sit flat on the deck there while we were working on everything. And now that we're almost done with this part and I'm ready to put it in the stand, and the stand will help hold it from rocking, because before it was rocking around even though it was flat on the bottom, and I'd have to block it up with these metal blocks. But now that we're getting close to done, I went ahead and glued that keel on there, and that little block of wood there, hopefully it's got enough glue and it dries. I'm going to leave that overnight because that wood does have a coat of varnish on it. Whenever you put varnish or stain or anything on wood, you got to make sure that glue is bonding good, because sometimes it'll pull the paint off, but it won't pull off won't get good grip on the wood. So one other thing we want to try to do on this ship is put some lighting in there. This is a real easy way to do it. I did it on the inside of the HMS Bounty. It's got lighting in there that's similar to this kind here, where it's just a real small string of LEDs that you can run up in the ceiling. Let's see if we can turn this on. Yeah. Then I'm going to turn the lights off in the shop so you can see up in there. And your normal viewing angle is going to be around this level when it's in the display case and you're looking at it, so you get an idea of the effect that those little string of LEDs create. It's a really nice amount of light that would represent a lantern of the era that these ships were built in. Shut this door. There, it got dark, didn't it? So I don't know if you can see that now because it's really dark in here. But that's something I'm going to do inside of this. And obviously these lighting that we added are not in the kit. They're not part of the plans. So you do whatever you can come up with to make it look better. And that's one of the things we can add in the ceiling of these two decks to create some light in there that will highlight all those details that are really hard to see without lighting, highlighting what's inside there. What else? We did get a new caliper for Christmas. This caliper here is barely operational still. It's really old. I've had it for like 20 years and it's starting to give out on me. Let's put a new battery in it, and now it's dead again. Might be them cheap batteries I'm buying, I don't know. Yeah, I was digging through all the plans, which is another thing. If you're interested in buying one of these ships, I have all the plans from when they were built. And the newer, this San Juan and the Bounty are the older version from Artesia Latina, and their plans are all on paper. But the newer version, the Cyril Royale and the San Francisco, the plans are on CD. And you get a lot more photographs, but less instruction. When you have a paper plan like this, especially a scale one that is to scale, you can use the scale ones a little easier. You know, the size of the ship is exactly this shape and size and dimension. And you can use that to do, you know, better work. Whereas when you have all your plans on CD on a computer, you don't have those paper scale references to go back to. I missed, you could probably print them out, but that wouldn't be easy. So leave a comment below. I missed y'all guys, but I'm back at it. Oh, and other news, you know, we had an ICD implant this year, the pacemaker and defibrillator. And then a few months later, in June, we had a TURP surgery, which is when they go in and scrape out the middle of your prostate and clean it out. So the results from the TURP surgery is my PSA level is down to 1.2 or 1.7, and it used to be like 9. So that's a blessing, accomplishment, a process we lived through for many months, and hopefully we'll have hardly, if any, visits to the doctor in 2025. I hope the best for y'all too. Thanks for watching.